Hey guys, I finished another pocket page notebook insert a few days, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I'm just getting around to filming the little walkthrough for you today. This one is quite massive, it's quite chunky and fat, and I did split it. I used I think I had some sort of wet media in here and I sort of split a page. So I have stitched this one together a little bit. And what was really easy is I used that pink paisley bookbinding tool to do that. And that made the job a whole lot easier. So just another use. You can use that tool, which I've got here. This is what it looks like, and it does come with the like needles and the owl to poke the holes and whatnot. So you can use it to make your own inserts, but it was also really helpful to like lay this out flat on the lines here and poke the holes through, and use that to help me stitch, well, mostly to help poke the holes and then stitch it up. So that was definitely another great use for that tool. This insert here, it is because it is so bulky, I did take out a considerable amount of pages out of it, including some of the pocket pages, and there are some pages that are back to back in this one too. So although it's really full and bulky, the actual leaves in it, the pages in it, they're not innumerable. So this was the start of the book, and I had this, I want to say it's called No Problema from Unity, out on my desk. So I just added a couple of the offcut strips to this page, a couple of die cuts. This is a die cut as well, and I used that to add my stamping. The reason this was out on my desk was because this is the first page I made. There was a process video for this. In fact, I highly suspect that there's probably process videos for most of the pages in this notebook. So if you haven't seen them, or you know, just want to keep a track of the Traveler's Notebook process videos, there is a Traveler's Notebook playlist on my channel. So if you go to playlists rather than videos, there is a Traveler's Notebook playlist. So all of my Traveler's Notebook videos are on that playlist, so you can have a look for them right there. So this was using that Unity line, and I created this pocket with the 6x6 papers. Obviously they're not tall enough to fit the full height of this page, but when layering the three of them like this, it gave me a little pocket to add my journaling on the tag here. Plus I got to use more of the pattern paper, which I really like. So mostly just die cuts and stickers on this page. And probably there are a lot of stickers in this book, which might explain how fat it got, but I really love them. They're an easy way to just add different elements to the page. I got this sort of garden effect down the bottom here with the clouds in the sky, and these alphas are from Sunny Days crepe paper. Is it Sunny Days, I think? The Unity line, No Problema, didn't have an alpha. I just grabbed some black ones out of my stash because I wanted to add a bit of black because I had a black and white photo there. Definitely a process video for this one. This was Kelly stamps, using Kelly stamps and some crepe paper heritage. I still love this page, probably because of this little guy here, but this wee flip sort of pocket thing is really fun too. I love that I got all of these tiny selfies on here, and the color scheme was a little bit out of my comfort zone too, but I really love it. And because he was wearing this little foxy outfit in all of the photos, I really had no choice but to go with orange, which I think is good. Sometimes it's good to sort of push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit. I mean, obviously if I had my way everything would be pink and teal, but it's nice not to have an entire notebook of pink and teal. But back to pink. This was from the, I can't remember the name of the kit from Feed Your Craft, but I used a digital stamp and then added my text in Photoshop before I went ahead and printed the photo, just as an an easy way to make sure that I've got my journaling on there. And there was no fancy way of doing it. I probably could have like cut it to be a circle, but I didn't. I just drew a text box and typed my journaling into there. And then I did add these little stars up here were from the actual stamp set, so I stamped those on, and this little stamp here. And then I used a digital stamp to create a stitching outline for this page, and I love that. I haven't done a lot of stitching on paper in a very long time. I love the texture that it adds, especially in a notebook, because this doesn't actually involve that much bulk. If you use washi tape on the back of the paper to secure the thread rather than knotting it, there's barely any bulk at all. As opposed to this page, which is full of bulk with my sequin pocket, but I do love it. My first sort of springy page, super easy, and there was definitely a process video for this one too. I think it was this page here when I actually popped the notebook because I haven't separated the sequin. So they are the sequin page. I didn't add any divisions into here, so they do all kind of just slip down to the middle. So I'm been experimenting with trying different ways of stopping that, avoiding that happening, and definitely it's one of those things that I need to work on. This was a process for Citrus Twist, and I love this page. I'm so used to having these sort of really light backgrounds, and this super dark background is just really different. I think it was a 3 to Inspire challenge that I did, so it was use a dark background, create a banner, and oh, I can't remember, it might be acetate, I think, using acetate. And my trick for the acetate is the Xyron. That first acetate challenge that I did, everyone suggested the Xyron sticker maker. I gave it a go, and whew, perfect for acetate. Don't really use anything else anymore unless I am stitching it on. There is no process video for this one. I was basically just using up one of my alcohol ink pieces. This is a piece that I had done on a transparency and slipped it into a pocket in my notebook. And when I went to look through this notebook to see if there were any more pages, this one was empty. So I added a few little photos of Lil in here and some journaling, and just put in some gold foil. It's probably hard to see. Gold foil paper on the back. It was just from a random pad that I had got from the warehouse, I think, that had all different foiled backgrounds. And there's tiny little flecks of gold on my alcohol ink piece, so I just wanted to pick up the gold from there. And apart from that, I think all I used was the pink paisley sticker book for all of these little stickers. Again, to keep it flat because the book is really starting to like bulk out at this point. This was another process video for Citrus Twist, using an entire stamp set to create a pattern paper, which I really love. They're, are they called conversation starters? I think there's 2 or 3 different versions of that stamp set, and they are great to use as single little words, but I really do love them in a bulk pattern like this too. And apart from that, the rest of it was so simple. It's just some pattern paper, and I did back my photos with several of the patterns, just keeping this really monochromatic blue color scheme because of the blues in my photo. And then I had only a few little alphas left from that kit, so I did manage to make a title, A So Cold, and just pulled the 2 sides together by using some of these blue labels. There were only 2 labels, and I just cut them in half and managed to use them on both sides of the page. So this is, I don't know if you can see, this is where I did stick these 2 pages together because the notebook, you can see it's so bulky, it's barely even turning a page. This is a Feed Your Craft layout. There's no process video for this, but it is super simple. This was from the Clear and Cloudy stamp set, but kit, but I mostly used the stamps here. there was an outline and a full cloud, and I just created this sort of random pattern just of a cloudy sky, and then added 2 other little stamps in there to create a focal point. And then on this side I did stamp a couple of the clouds as well, but just added my photo in here, backed on one of the journaling cards, and I did add a little bit of thread, including some yellow, just to pull these 2 sides together. And then you can see it's very sparkly page with some sequins. These are like flat, I can't remember the name of the brand, sorry. Some flat sort of mirror effect sequins because it did snow. So to me that looked a little bit like snow. And then I trimmed out this little umbrella from one of the journaling cards in that kit too. So super simple, but I really love it. It's probably one of my favorite pages in here. Not the subject matter, but the actual design of the page. And this is the last page in here already. I told you it would be quick. These were some little stitched circles that Alice from Absolutely Alice had sent me as part of a little kit. And I had them sitting on the side of my desk forever, and I really wanted to use them. So I sort of spread them out over the page and managed to get this kind of grid pattern. I left one off so I could add a little photo. And then I just added a whole bunch of embellishments. So some of the circles are stacked up, but most of them are just singular. And then I added some little embellishments on top. I think these are from the Sugar Bell collection from Rosie Studios, just from their die cut pack. And there's a couple of stickers in here that I had sitting on my desk as well. And then called that page All Done. I really love that. I love the circles and the grids. Working with grids makes things so much easier. So I should do some more grid things, I think. And that's it. So you can see this is definitely an altered notebook. I have ransacked this one just to make it work for me. But I mean, it covers just a little bit more than a month. So if that was a month's worth of documenting for me, I would be happy. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will link that playlist down below for you if you want to have a look at any of the process videos. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will see you again really soon. Bye!